Hello, and welcome everyone to our third year of the ICBE Spring Webinar Series. Thank you so much. I know we're starting a little bit late, about a minute late today, and we are so glad that you are able to join us. In this webinar, you're going to hear from South Texas College on steps for successful implementation of CBE programs, keeping student success in mind. The presentation will last roughly 40 minutes, and there should be about a 15-minute section for Q&A at the end. If you have any questions along the way, please log them in the question box and we will get to them at the end of the presentation, and I will be reviewing questions and comments throughout the webinar. Without further ado, I'll pass the ball to Ali and Emma, who will introduce themselves and take it from here.
Good afternoon and welcome to our webinar. First of all, I have a disclaimer. What we are sharing with you is what we experienced during this competency-based development and implementation. And we are very excited to share whatever we know with our colleagues who are interested in establishing a competency-based program at their institution. My name is Ali Esmaeili. I'm a dean for mathematics, science, and bachelor's degree program. I'm the founding father of baccalaureate program at South Texas College and founding faculty of South Texas College. I joined the college 1990 practically. 1993 became a community college. I've been here since then, and I have been involved in a lot of program development. The most important one that I really have very close attachment to is our bachelor's degree program, and the next step, which was competency-based. I've been involved with the competency-based education in Texas since the creation of bachelor's degree competency-based collaborative program, South Texas College and Texas A&M Commerce. And I'm delighted that I will be sharing whatever I learned during this process with our dear colleagues from other institutions.
And good afternoon. Welcome to our webinar. This is Emma Miller. I am the Assistant Dean for Bachelor Programs. I've been with South Texas College since spring of 2016 and have been very involved in the process for competency-based education, always looking to see how we can continue to improve our programs, and also in the redesigning of other traditional bachelor programs that we have into competency-based education. So I look forward to sharing with you what I have learned and some of the things that I have found to be very helpful in the process.
Yeah, in the interest of time, what I'm going to do, in order to for you all to get to know our institution and some of their background, I would like to go through short history of our South Texas College and then transition into those steps that we created for successful implementation of competency-based at your institution. South Texas College, established by the legislature in 1993 and serving 2 counties. As you see, we are holding America on our shoulders way down here, South Texas. And we are 2 counties community college. And this college was created as a result of legislature. The unemployment in our region in one county was 44%, the other county 22% in 1993. And we passed almost 3 bond elections, successful bond elections, and we used to have 4 buildings in McAllen, city of McAllen. Now we have 5 campuses, district-wide, and 1 virtual campus, and 2 centers with almost 34,000 students. And we are number 1 in the nation, awarding associate degree in Latino in a STEM field. We've been recognized by Excellencia in Education. Number 1 in most affordable online college. Number 2 in the nation for awarding associate degree in all disciplines to Hispanic by Community College Week. And as you see, we are the most economical college, affordable college among all these institutions. And we are first in Texas to develop competency-based, of course, collaborative with our friends at Texas A&M Commerce. And Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board and College for All Texans, Educate Texas, received $1 million grant to develop and design and implement a competency-based bachelor's degree in Texas. We were the luckiest one, A&M Commerce and South Texas College. We got together for 13 months. We used to take our faculty to Austin at the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board to develop the curriculum for such competency-based. The name of program is Organizational Leadership, and of course, later on we received grants to transition other programs into competency-based program. But our role model in competency is organizational leadership. The driving force of doing all these activities, it was really creating access and meeting employees' workforce needs, affordability, and the rising cost of higher education. As you all know, Governor Rick Perry challenged the commissioner to create a $10,000 bachelor's degree. That's what this whole thing evolved as a result of that challenge. These are the states in the United States that are offering bachelor's degree. Maybe not all competency-based, but they are offering. Now, there are 3 or 4 more added to this list. And I'm also a member of Community College Baccalaureate Association. Every year we have a conference. This year it's going to be in Manhattan, New York. If you are interested, please check CBE website. I have to do marketing once in a while for competency-based bachelor's degree program. This is the history of competency-based. In 2014, we implemented organizational leadership. 2017, we received a grant from coordinating board and transition our computer science to competency-based. And we also received a Lumina grant from SACS, COC, to transition our technology management. And now we are working on medical and health services management. We are almost done with that one, too. So competency became a household name at our institution. And these are the enrollment in our baccalaureate program. As you see, those green bars, they are competency-based. And look at the growth of that. This program is accessible, is affordable, and is accelerated. Students can go with their own speed. And it's a 7-week session, $750. All they can take courses. And this is our student profile. We have a majority of our students are full-time, and we have more female than male, as you see. And also the other ethnicity, majority are Hispanic population. Those are the potential job opportunity for graduates from our program in different programs. We do have this presentation available in case if you are interested. Now we sort of transitioning into competency-based according to CBEN. Competency-based education students acquire and demonstrate their knowledge and skills by engaging in learning exercise activities and experience that align with clearly defined programmatic outcomes. And this is definition that was established by Competency-Based Education Network. The design of this competency-based program is based on these pillars: accelerated, is sort of personalized learning, is affordable, provides the student support such as academic coaches and faculty who are content expert or instructor of a record for those competency courses. And also we capitalize also on prior learning assessment and provide credit to military veterans if they do have some sort of certificate in the military. It's $750 per 7 weeks, as I mentioned. So what I would like to do, I would like to show you all the steps for successful implementation of CBE program. These are the steps that we have taken. Are we perfect? Not yet. We still have a long way to go. And with the help of our friends at Texas A&M Commerce, we sort of share notes and learn from each other. And we appreciate everybody else's input. And as you see, these are the steps that we have been taken to really do a good job in our implementation of our program. I would like to have Emma to go over a few of the steps, and then I'll join as we move forward.
Well, many times we're often asked, well, what is it that you really need in terms of beginning a CBE program? And the first thing that we tell the institutions is that you must have leadership and college community support. If you don't have your top administrators all in for CBE, or your faculty community, your program is probably not going to happen. So we were very fortunate that we did have both of these supported for our programs, and so that's why we believe that it's been as successful as it has been. The second part is the actual program development. Once you have the support of your top leadership and your community, your faculty, you need to conduct an analysis of what is it really that your industry is looking for. What kind of programs do you need to develop in competency-based, supporting your industry and having your industry be involved, actively engaged in the development of these programs, so that when your students graduate, they actually come out with the skills necessary to earn those jobs that they've been studying all along. So this is very, very important, particularly as you begin the process for CBE. We're not even getting into the actual how CBE works. This is just the legwork on implementing a program. So the next step is curriculum design course approval. Once you have that approval, what happens? And I'll let Dr. Esmaeili know, because he's actually involved with more.
Well, at the community college, as you all are familiar with, most of our program were developed by involvement of business and industries, and by conducting a DACOM process, developing a curriculum by bringing experts into our college for 2 days and take them through the DACOM process and find all these knowledge and skills that the individual needs to have. And then we sort of tally all those under duties and tasks, and then we take those to our faculty to develop curriculum for such program. So at the community college advisory committee play a great role, as you all know, in program development and the needs of the business and industries. And so we bring that faculty who are experts in a content area to form a team, curriculum team, to develop and design the curriculum based on those tasks and duties that developed by our advisory committee through DACOM.
So once you have that process in place, we seek out those faculty that are expert in that content, so that they can begin that process of research and what they would like to see in the actual program, in the course, assignments, things like that. We help them to understand first what CBE is, how it functions, and then they bring all that material in and place it accordingly. Once the faculty has developed that particular course, we provide actually a faculty member a shell that has been preset. And all they have to do is, once they have all their assignments, they go inside that shell and they enter the content. When that is complete, then the CBE review committee takes over. They review with the faculty member. They meet on a weekly basis to review their courses, how it's coming along, what they see that needs to be tweaked. Is it following Bloom's taxonomy? Are the assignments looking, in good quality? Are they rigorous? Are they following all the steps that are in place for our CBE courses? Once that process has been complete and the CBE review committee signs off on that course, then it's then transitioned into the distance learning approval. Distance learning assists us in ensuring that it is QM. Our campus is very big on QM to ensure quality is in place. What are the students, what are the assignments, making sure that they're using the respondus monitor, all of these things for proctoring students, because as you know, there's things that happen online. We want to ensure that the student that's taking the course is actually taking the course. So all of those things are embedded into the course. They're reviewed, and once that is done, then it goes back to the faculty, and it goes back to the dean, and he finally says, okay, we're good to go. Part of the process when faculty are creating these assignments is that in the past, we used to charge for some of our books, but as you know, they're very, very expensive. And since our program says that everything is included and it's $750, we didn't want to charge our students for books that cost $200 or $300. So over a year ago, about a year and a half ago, we went completely online education resources, or as it's known in the library as OER. All of our assignments inside the courses are free. So the faculty have done a great job in our programs to ensure that that is in place, and we have recently, are in the process of acquiring Intellis that's actually going to always ensure every day that all the links are active. So that's very important when you're looking at OER. So that's part of the process when we're designing our courses. And before they can actually get, then they get piloted and we tweak out the issues. And then after that, they should be good to go other than continuous process.
One of the beauty of these competency-based courses are that as the students are starting with the pre-test and sort of like diagnostic test, and based on that, you can assess the students' prior learning. And if the students are successful in certain part of that pre-test, which is covering certain competencies, then allow the students, refer the student to the area that needs to enhance his or her knowledge. So and faculty is monitoring all this activity and guiding the student through this process. And as the students build that confidence, that knowledge, required knowledge to be successful in the competency-based, then faculty will open the post-test for the competency, first competency. Let's assume a course has 4 or 5 competencies. And then students will take the post-test of the first competency. And the students, after the student taking that, has to pass it with a minimum of 80% or higher. It means our grade is A, B, or F. And so students has the chance of taking the competency post-test a couple of times, 2 or 3 times. And the faculty will work with the students, will guide them through the process, and sort of the students, as soon as it gets hold of that procedure or process, then they will excel faster through the curriculum.
So how do we ensure quality control in our programs? Well, we're always looking to the Office of Curriculum Instruction for guidance. They're the primary holders of our curriculum. And so every time we're looking to make a change or looking to modify something, we contact them and they provide that instruction. In addition, of course, curriculum instruction is in charge of our scheduling. So one of the things that we always have to make sure in our schedule is that students learn which of the courses are our CBE, and so we have to define those so they don't enter the wrong course. But they're responsible for our online catalogs. We have to update our grading process. We have to always make sure that everything is in compliance in terms of the course descriptions. As we continue to modify, we have to make sure everything is aligned. As a matter of fact, we're in that process right now. We also look at the Office of Institutional Research to help us to see, are our students going out there and getting jobs? If not, what do we have to do? What do we have to tweak with our industry so that we can continue to modify those programs to ensure students are successful in acquiring jobs? So we reach out to that office. We also have our programs regularly reviewed by the Office of the Vice President for Academic Affairs to ensure that we have the right faculty, that we are meeting all the contact hours, everything that we need to be doing. They help us in that process. So it's very, very important, and we're very fortunate to have that. We are also always looking for department leadership and faculty to help us out. Many times they're always doing research in their own fields, saying, this is how we can improve our courses, we can add this, we can add that. Always tweaking. I don't think you always stop improving your courses. Same thing with distance learning. There's always new tools that we can embed, new platforms. How can we improve CBE and reporting so that we can help students ahead of time? So all of these things we partner with distance learning, as well as the Office of Curriculum and Instruction again. And always, the CBE Curriculum Review Committee is involved at every process, whether it's at the beginning of the development of the program or as it continues to improve across the years. It's very, very important to have them in place because they are your campus experts when it comes to competency-based education. If you have any questions, please feel free to let us know.
Mute
okay. So.
Well, again, in order to really be successful in the sense of having understanding the program and also recruiting students, departmental leadership and faculty really going all over the campuses and talk about our competency-based programs and share with them the differences, the modalities, the difference between traditional, online, and the competency-based education, educating our students about it. And we also have public relations that are participating in marketing our programs. Office of Outreach, that are going to the community, to public schools, and to other campuses to talk about South Texas College programs. They talk about our competency-based programs. And now, the beauty of this is that now our students are more and more understanding the concept of competency. They are adapting to that. Therefore, that really helped us out because we are transitioning other programs into competency, and that really helped us out to sort of providing less orientation than previous team. So our student population becoming familiar with such a modality. Student support services. Students in this program needs to have someone that they can have ongoing contact with. So we hire academic coach. Academic coach is beyond advising. It's sort of comprehensive advising that covers financial aid, admission requirements, a lot of other things that liaison between faculty and students, and they are engaged with the students more than anybody, really, because they are the only frontline staff that students have in contact in addition to faculty, and they are the one that they hustle for our students. They find resources for our students if they need help, and they've been a great help. We have a plan to send our coaches to a training to Denver, Colorado, to become certified, because we believe what we have trained, the training that we provide to coaches, I think academic coach goes beyond even what we have projected. Our faculty also available and provide support services for our students. We encourage our faculty to respond to a student's email, phone call, and questions immediately, at least within 24 hours. And the student deserves to receive feedback from their faculty. And we encourage our faculty, this is our expectation, and we encourage them to do that. And we also monitor, we go through their courses to be sure that they are engaged with our students. And the division of our students affairs also, they are well familiar with our programs. They provide unique information in regard to our competency-based program. Is well respected among the students affairs, and they have very close communication with us in case if they have a student, they have a question, and they directly go to admission office, they call us, and we provide support services and answer those questions that is needed. We do have a sort of a detailed comprehensive orientation for all new competency-based students in the programs. And the first thing I ask them, they must promise that they will continue beyond our bachelor's degree program and receive their master's. And we plant that seed in the beginning, and guess what? About 20% of them so far have received master's, and about maybe 3 doctorates. They continue and receive their doctorate in the program. But remember, this students started with associate degree at the college, and their plan was some in Associate of Applied Science, which is terminal degree, and transition to the Bachelor of Applied Technology and Applied Science, and then the sky was the limit for them. They continue, and some of them are teaching for us in computer information, some are in business administration or teaching. They receive their master's, and they are very involved and engaged with the institution.
So, in terms of, you saw in the previous slide, the new CBE student orientation, that's something that we find in our programs, more and more students are interested in CBE, but they don't understand the concept. We can explain it to them, but they still don't understand how it really functions until they actually get into the course. And sometimes they get a little overwhelmed when they figure out, okay, it's not as easy as I thought it was going to be. So what we decided to do was develop this new CBE student orientation, make that a requirement prior to their first CBE course. This way, they can get acclimated to CBE, they get to understand how CBE functions, what's expected of them, what their role is, what the faculty's role is, their coach, all of it. And they have to pass that successfully. They'll have a little quiz at the end that they must pass before they can actually take their first course. So that's something that we're very excited about, that's coming about to help our students. In terms of professional development, it's the same thing as we talked about for students. Now we're going to have a CBE orientation for any new faculty that are looking to teach in our programs, because their understanding of what CBE is not the same as teaching a regular online course. It's not, because in an online course, traditional, you have deadlines. Students start on Monday, they submit their assignments by Sunday, you have a week to grade, and then it continues. So in CBE, you have every student is moving at a different speed. So the faculty member has to be in there all the time. They don't have time to wait for Sunday to hear from you. So the faculty are always very engaged. So we have to teach them how to do that. After that, we have continuous professional development for our CBE faculty. There's trainings, there's new programs that they can embed into their CBE courses, OER, the latest things. We always invite other departments to come in and talk to our faculty to help them learn new technologies, new ways of teaching in a CBE course. And then, of course, we have policy and procedures that we always review with them, because things change based on what's happening with CBE and around the country. If you go to CBEN, if you're a member of them, you're always up to date, because they're very good about providing policy, what's happening in Washington that affects CBE. So this is always very good, and we review this with our faculty.
Okay, well, this is my favorite part. After we developed our first competency-based program, I realized, we dropped the ball in a lot of areas. And I would like to share this with you all. One, To be honest with you, in the beginning, we didn't involve our college community. The only individual we had on the table, it was our faculty from South Texas College and faculty from Texas A&M Commerce. So our college was not really engaged, unfortunately. That was something that we learned later on. We also forgot to engage our IT at that moment. We also forgot to engage distance learning, engage financial aid. This is crucial, financial aid for competency-based education. That was something that it caught us off guard. Office of Admission and Registrar was not involved because of all the grading procedure that we have. Office of Institutional Research was not involved. Office of Finance and Administrative Services was not involved to calculate, is this program cost effective, not, and at what level we become cost effective. We forgot to engage advising of the institution, engage Office of Student Affairs, engage Program Advisory Committee for CBE program. This is very important. This is the stakeholders. We engage these people from the beginning. We took some of our advisory committee to Austin with us because that's the way we operate at community college. We must have that stakeholder with us to guide us through this journey. So these are the things that I wish I knew before, but now we are sharing it with our colleagues, our sister institution, and all areas. We are available to even go to your institutions and do whatever required. We are sort of obligated by the TAB, Texas Affordable Baccalaureate Program, and we are also a member of Competency-Based Institute, housed at Texas A&M Commerce, and we are available as a resource to help other institutions in Texas to be successful. We also forgot to engage our library resource center in our competency development program.
So some of our future plans to continue, because now that the bachelor programs have been successful in CBE, we have the rest of our programs, our associates, our certificates that are looking towards CBE. So in order to ensure that everybody is at the same level and at the same quality, we're establishing a resource center for competency-based education on campus so that they can meet with those programs, those faculty that are looking, and ensure their success while they develop those programs.
This is in progress.
Future plans. We're also looking to develop a CBE faculty handbook to help faculty in case they have any questions. They can always reference that book.
We just received a grant from coordinating board to develop that faculty handbook.
We're also looking to develop a CBE faculty certification. Here on campus, before you can teach an online course, you're required to get certified for online teaching. We're going to start requiring the same thing for our faculty that are looking. Even the faculty that have already been teaching CBE are going to go through this process of certification. We're also going to be looking, I think Dr. Esmaeili already talked about the academic coaches getting certified through an organization in Denver, Colorado. So we're looking to, I'm very excited to see what they're going to learn and bring back. And then finally, we have our continued participation at the national and state level CBE organizations like CBAN and going to
Texas Institute.
The Institute for CBE here in Texas. So we are always looking to see what others and learn from others so that we can always continue to improve our programs as well. So we're always very excited to listen.
Whenever there is a discussion about CBE, we will be there. I think Fast Track for Success will be in Austin, and also we're going to have an event that's coming up with the Texas Competency-Based Institute that is going to come up, I think, in summer, in July. We're going to attend that. We attend CBAN, we attend CBE Exchange. So those are support resources and services and conferences that we could go and learn from others and learn from different type of ways of doing a great job. So I think I hope we did not overwhelm all of you. We went through it a little bit fast because of we want to be sure that we have enough time to respond to your valuable questions. But rest assured that we are like we have our own motto that says, "You want to build, we can help," and we will be available to send you anything you want and to go to your institution, or if you are willing to come to our college, we invite you to come and sort of look at what's going on and share your thought about us. We might learn from you, probably more than you learn from us. I don't know. We'll find out. But that's why we are very engaged, involved, and we like to share whatever we have learned with our colleagues, and to be sure that they don't put their faith in the wrong place as we did, and because it's very costly time-wise and also financially. And I hope that this presentation, even though it was fast, it was beneficial to you, but we are open to any question that you might have.
Well, thank you, Dr. Esmaeili, Dr. Emma, for that wonderful presentation. I have a couple of questions coming in right now. For the audience, if you want to start jotting in those questions in the questions box, we'll be sure to read them out to our presenters so they can answer. So the first one, right off the back, here's an important question. Based on the enrollment figures you shared for your 4 CBE programs, how long did it take you to start generating a positive revenue stream? In parentheses, revenue over expenses. Dr. Esmaeili?
Okay, sure. For the competency-based, it took us sort of from the beginning. The key is this, that if you have faculty within your institution that is our content expert in the degree that you are offering, it's better to hire those faculty to teach for you as extra classes overload or as part of their regular load. With that faculty is at your institution, is part of your institution, and teaching one class extra for you, which costs you less. So we did that route. We did not, in the beginning, we did not hire any full-time, with the exception of one student success in the beginning, and later on transition that person to academic coach. I think the best time that our program, the first program, became profitable when we took over on our own competency delivery. Because prior to that, if you recall, Carlos, Pearson was involved in, and that was a little bit cost involved. And for 2-3 years, that sort of we were sort of break even. And right after we took over on our own competency, it became profitable.
Correct. And I'll just piggyback on Dr. Esmaeili. We actually ran the figures for how much we're saving from that transition from Pearson to OER. It's approximately $300,000, that transition into open education resources for our students. So a lot of savings for the institutions on that end. Okay. And well, because they asked that question, I'm going to have to plug in our next webinar, which is the ROI of CBE, where James and I are going to go through our actual numbers from the beginning of the program to date on how much the program has been generating through the last 4 years. Next question, Dr. Esmaeili and Dr. Miller, who is the ASC certification through exactly?
You mean CBE certification?
It just says ASC. Academic Success Coach, I'm guessing, certification through exactly. They're interested in knowing about that certification.
There is an agency. We can send you out the name. It's housed in Denver, Colorado. They have, I think, 2 or 3 times a year. It's very costly, but we are trying to, if we want to do excellent CBE program, we better do some investment as well. We will send a couple of our coaches to that certification. Is in Denver, Colorado. I can send you the agency that provide those training. And they do have coaches in Texas also. They have one at San Jacinto College. They have one at Texas State University, and I went through their sort of 2 hours training. It was fascinating. And we're going to send those. It costs, for comprehensive training, it costs about $12,000 each for each coach. But what we want to do like one big session, and then look at their performance. And if we see this is very successful, we will send them back for the additional training.
Perfect. Okay, and so for those, the CBE faculty handbook and all those things that you guys are producing, are those things that you would you all be willing to share with other CBE stakeholders as you create those resources?
Yes, those are all those grants that we received. We just received 3 grants, and one of them was for this handbook. And they're all under the TAB grant that we must share those information. And we will contact James at the Institute. We might need some help also from the Institute.
Perfect.
And also from other resources that are engaged in a competency. We're going to have a chapter, just one chapter for academic coach, one chapter for faculty, one chapter for just going through the whole competency-based education. So we're going to help to establish competency-based. We're going to put together a very nice handbook for to really reduce some of the stress and on the other institutions that are trying to go this route to develop competency to use as a resource.
And Dr. Esmaeili, I'll piggyback on that. That's one thing I do want to share with the audience. You know, for those of you that are new, we are a group that, we are all willing to share. So if anyone needs Dr. Esmaeili's or Dr. Miller's information after the webinar, we can certainly put you in touch so they can answer some of the questions you might have. Me and James as well, whatever you guys may need, we can provide resources. Okay, next question. Very good question. What are some of the major issues for faculty who transition from traditional programs to teaching in CBE?
I think that the most difficult part of it is the amount of time required to facilitate the CBE course. Because, like I said, most faculty that are teaching online are used to checking their email maybe every other day. All assignments are due on Sunday. They have like a weekly grade. Where in the CBE world, you don't have that. You can have, you're going to be checking 2 or 3 times a day your email, your courses. You're going to be grading every other day because students are moving at different paces. So you're advising continuously based on competencies and where the students are at and taking tests. And and you're also providing live sessions on the material. So there's no waiting until Sunday or no waiting until 5 days later or not answering emails on the weekend. You are always vested in that course because students are moving quickly through those courses and they want to get in and get out if possible so that they can register for another class and leverage the $750 for that 7-week term. So that's what I have found to be the most challenging piece for faculty.
Let me give you one hint, Carlos, that for those who want to get into this competency-based education, be sure from the beginning, engage the leadership of each department to participate in competency development for any program that you wish to develop. Because if the leadership, we were very lucky, we have all the department chairs from liberal arts, social science, our own science department. They attended the competency development in Austin, and I was driving the bus, and I was taking them over there myself and bringing them back. So the leadership were involved. Then later on, when we did presentation for college community, and we told them this competency-based developed by this individual, we put their name and their picture up there. So they became also our voice within their department and start training some of their own faculty, talk about competency-based, educating their own faculty. So they became practically our voice. And that was it happened by accident, to be honest, but I highly recommend that you need to get the leadership of each content expertise area department involved in it from the beginning.
100% agree, Dr. Esmaeili. Speaking about engaging different stakeholders, it says here you mentioned a national organization related to CBE. Can you give some more information about that organization? I'm assuming they're speaking of CBEN. If you can give some information about them, Dr. Esmaeili or Dr. Miller.
Yes, CBEN has two parts to it. You have their membership, which is cben.org. If you go to your website, you just have to type cben.org. I would highly encourage you to become members because they are the ones that are right now frontline to what CBE is all about. They're constantly working with Washington to promote CBE and the importance of CBE and how it impacts higher education. They're the ones that the memberships are the ones that developed rubrics for how to develop a good quality competency-based education program. So it's a very good organization to network, to learn from other institutions because they always share. They're a very, very kind group, always willing to share what they've learned, what they've experienced to help you. CB Exchange is held usually in September, and it's sponsored by CBEN. And in this particular area, you have members and non-members attend. Lots of sessions on how to, with CBE from different institutions, you'll learn a lot. So I would highly encourage you to, if you can, attend one of those sessions or even become members if you're really interested in CBE programs.
CBE Exchange.
Yes, CBE Exchange. We also have Fast Track to Success that is held here in Austin. And that's also if you're more local in Texas, that's also a very good resource for you. They do a lot with sessions as well in how to develop CBE and other areas. They're a little more diversified.
And the Competency-Based Institute, led by James at Texas A&M Commerce. Those are great resources that each institution can utilize for successful implementation. One thing that I was going to mention also as we move forward answering the question, we try to get maximum benefit to our audience. There are two types of the competency-based, direct assessment and mapping back to the credit. I highly recommend for everyone to avoid direct assessment because it's very tedious and they're still doing some sort of research about how to do that and how to apply financial aid to that type of competency-based. So mapping back to the courses is the easiest way to do. And you develop some sort of competency that is aligned with learning outcome of certain course. And that if the students fulfill that competency, then you can give credit. For example, English. They take competency for composition 1, and then you map it to composition 1, and you sort of assign grade for that course. That's probably the easiest one that SACS has no issue with that, and that's the way we really could accelerate the approval by SACS.
Perfect. Thank you, Dr. Esmaeili. So that's all the questions we saw coming in the questions box. Is there anything else any of you two would like to add?
Yeah, as I mentioned, whatever we have developed is under the Texas Affordable Baccalaureate Program, and we are available to help our friends at other institutions, and we invite them to come and visit Texas A&M Commerce. We are supposed to be the expert in competency-based education in Texas. And so this is the first competency-based bachelor's degree in Texas. It's collaborative baccalaureate degree program in collaboration was in competency development that our genius professors at Texas A&M and our professors from South Texas College put together. And from that moment, things took off and is going still. How many students we have in our program now?
Almost at 700.
We're almost close to 700 students in the program. So So far, since 2005, implementation of baccalaureate program at South Texas College, we graduated more than 2,000 students. And guess what? Some of them have PhD now, and they have an excellent job. And sometimes I said, I wish I had their job. Their salary is way higher.
Dr. Esmaeili, from the questions box, it says here, amazing presentation. To thank you both. We couldn't thank you guys enough for sharing your expertise. To the audience, we are willing to share all of our resources. If you need Dr. Esmaeili or Dr. Miller's emails, we can share those. The presentation is being recorded just in case you want to share with other stakeholders at your institutions. Don't forget that in February 14th, we're going to have a session titled ROI of CBE if you want to learn more about the financials of these programs. Dr. Miller, any last thoughts before we head out?
No, I'm just going to reiterate what Dr. Esmaeili said, that we're always here to help any of our institutions that are looking to move into CBE. We're always available any way that we can help you, either come into your institution or you can come here or through live collaborate, WebEx, whatever method, we're over here to help you.
Now, we created also, Carlos, a momentum at our institution that now other program, associate degree and certificate program start transitioning into competency-based education. So I encourage all the institutions, create that momentum for your organization. It's good for students, it's good for the community, it's good for business and industries, and good for the whole region.
And CBE looks like it's not a fad. It's here to stay in higher ed. So let's move forward.
Excellent. Once again, thank you both for your time and your expertise. And I look forward to seeing you in CBE in Washington.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you to all the audience.
Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
And thank you for our audience for the attendance.
Thank you.
Thank you.